Hi everyone. In this video I'm going to talk about accessing international internet content in a browser using a VPN or a virtual private network. And you may have heard of these being spoken about in relation to censorship, but I'm going to talk about it in a slightly more practical sense. Basically, some websites, for example the BBC, restrict some content based on whether you're inside the UK or not inside the UK. There are various reasons for this. If you look on the UK website, there's a page here that talks about access from the outside the UK. One of the issues here is, as they explain here, they talk about they need to present, according to their charter, a different website depending on it being viewed inside the country or outside the country. And what they talk about here is ads. So on the BBC website they've got ads, and you can see here in Chrome, I've got Chrome open on the left hand side here. You've got content and ads on the top and down the right hand side, and over here I've got the same website open in Safari. I opened a little bit earlier, so I've got ads at the top as well and down the right hand side. So I'm just going to use this as an example of how well a VPN can work. And I'll also cover some of the other reasons why you might want to use a VPN other than just to avoid ads. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so let's just say we wanted to view the BBC website as if we were in the UK. If we do that in our two browsers here, one of the things that we should see is the removal of the advertising on the web page. So that'll be our test to see if it's working. Okay, the other test that we're going to implement is our IP address, and I'm just using this find my IP address utility here in both browsers on the right hand side and on the left hand side. And as you can see, my IP address is listed in Sydney, New South Wales, in both browsers. So in that way we can test to see if the VPN is actually working. Now the VPN I'm going to use is called TunnelBear, and it was recommended by Lifehacker magazine, so I'm going to use this one, and I have been playing around with it for a little bit now this evening, and it works quite well. It also offers applications for Android, iOS, and other operating systems here, but I'm just going to use the web browser version of it. The other reason I'm attracted to this is because it has a free account as long as you're using a moderate amount of data, but you can upgrade if you wish. Okay, so that's TunnelBear. That's the VPN that we're going to use. I've installed it as an extension into Chrome on the left hand side here, and you can see the control panel up here at the top right. Okay, when I activate that control panel, I first need to log in, and I'm going to do that in a moment. Now, if I had installed TunnelBear, the application for my operating system, I probably wouldn't need to log in each time I use this in a browser. But anyway, that's okay. I'll just log in using an account that I set up about half an hour ago. And so I'm just logging in here. I could use Google if I wanted to, but I'm just logging in via email. When I set this account up, pardon me, they sent me an email. Let's see if I can just bring it up here. As I confirm my account, I can get 500 megabytes of free data. So that's how they activate the account. Right, so here I am. Start your browsing. And the control panel is active up here now, so I'm connected, and I'm apparently in the United Kingdom. So what we should do now is test this. Firstly, let's have a look at the IP address. The IP address I'm going to refresh, and hopefully, yep, it's picked up an IP address of London. And just to show you that I'm not fibbing, I'll refresh this in Safari on the right hand side, and this IP address should still be Sydney. Yep. Okay, so this browser says Sydney, this browser says London. Okay, so now let's have a look at their BBC homepage. Right, so if I refresh this, I should receive the local version of the BBC front page. And there it is. No ads, and also the content's a little bit different as well. And I'll just refresh this on the other side as well, just so that you can compare the two. You may notice that my internet's not particularly fast, but the VPN doesn't seem to slow it down much more. So that's working okay. All right. So next, I'm going to talk about some of the other reasons why you might want to use VPN. Now, what I'm doing in the background is I'm actually downloading the Mac desktop software for TunnelBear. So. And I'll have a play with that in the next video. So that's just downloading for me. It's 21 megabytes downloading from the TunnelBear website. I noticed that it's not in the Mac App Store. It's just download from the website there. Now, why would you want to use a VPN? So let's just have a look at the explanations here on the TunnelBear website, and similar explanations would be on other websites as well. Okay, so firstly, hiding your IP address and location. In this case, really just letting the host website think that you're in a particular location. That's what the reason we used it for. But you might want to hide your IP address from the website itself, or protect yourself from hackers and advertisers in general. Data security is also higher when you use a VPN because of the nature. It's a virtual private network, a private connection with the end website via a third-party service, which in this case is TunnelBear, but they do not log your network activity. Of course, you need to trust them not to log your network activity. You would expect that they don't, because with all of these users, that would certainly be a lot of bandwidth and a lot of logging that they would have to do. But it's worth, I suppose, and I haven't done this yet, it's worth investigating where this TunnelBear company actually sits in the world, because if they're in a country where the law requires them to log access of their clients, then obviously they will need to. Okay, other reasons are looking at using the global internet in a less restricted way. A VPN allows you to view websites locally or from any website virtually, from any location virtually in the world. So that gives you different content, and as you can see, that actually works with the BBC website. Local content as opposed to international content. Okay, other reasons, safe and convenient for travel. So if you're traveling and you're using your laptop or your mobile device traveling, you might want to access your email and other resources as if you were at home, because it's safer to do so. So that's certainly a valid reason. Another reason, blocking online trackers, and of course those trackers could be advertisers, social media companies and such. And they also mention streaming faster. Now, a VPN is usually slower, but if your ISP is throttling your internet connection, then possibly you'll get a boost in speed that way. Okay, so these are some of the reasons for doing it. Okay, that just about wraps up our demonstration on using a virtual private network. In this case, just using a browser extension version of it, one by the name of TunnelBear. So that's working pretty well, as we've seen with the BBC website. I also noticed from time to time, if you're browsing cloud-hosted sites like like YouTube, some of the videos are geo locked as well, so it may help you in that respect. I have noticed some Vivo videos and other content is dependent on your location. So I hope that helps, and I'll just bring you back here to the Tunnel Bear website. This is the one that I used, but there are probably others as well. Thanks very much for watching and listening.